Hello Year 11. So for today we are going through a series of tutorials and put it together as additional study for Maya. This is going to help you in your upcoming assessment task and learning how to 3D model overall. Now what we're going to need for this is a mouse. We're going to need Maya installed, of course, and you're going to need a couple things from Google Classroom. I've put a reference photos there for a side view and a back view to follow this class tutorial, and also these part 1, part 2, part 3, and however many parts there are going to be for this video. Now I've got Maya open, so should you. Now what we're going to first do for this is we are going to pause and stop this video whenever you need to rewind and catch up on the steps. To help on that, I've included a additional key here which allows us to watch my keystrokes from the bottom left hand side of the corner. Whenever I tap my keyboard, different letters will pop up or combinations, and they will show us what we're doing in Maya. If I'm not talking about those steps, make sure you're paying attention about those keys at the bottom left hand side. Now to start this off, we're going to go to create, we're going to go to new image planes, and this is going to be a plane image which is transparent, which is going to allow us to attach a file to using Attribute Editor. Now Attribute Editor is going to have this little file symbol here. I'm going to click that, and I'm going to go to my folder in the reference images that I've put on Google Classroom for you guys, and I'm going to choose the side view for this one. Now for the side view, I'm going to then grab a second one, go create, new, and this time I'm going to create this one as the back view. These are going to form the references that we're going to use. I've just shift selected both of them, and I've moved them both up to just where that grid starts on our platform. I'm then pressing R to scale it up, and I'm going to scale it up to the size of the rough size of the grid. I'm then going to try and position these in on that grid, nice and on that line. Since I've shift selected them, they're both going to be following the same area, and it's going to work out. I'm going to rotate the side view right now. It might help if I'm in top view, so I make sure I can get a good 90-degree rotation on this. Trying to line it up with those grid marks the best I can. For this sort of model, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect because it's just a practice. But if you do use the attribute side here, it'll tell you when you're on 90 degrees just here. Now I'm going to go back to my 3D view, and I'm going to move this side view to the side. Following that, I'm going to move the back view to the side. Now if I've got them confused, it doesn't really matter. Either way, we're going to have a side view and a back view, and it's going to work out well. Now there is a way to make these on a separate layer here. In the layers attribute, create empty layer, and then we can add these to our layers. So I'm going to add these as separate layers here. And if I remember correctly, if I change this to V is visible, that makes it invisible. All right, and there it is. So I am going to put this on R, which means I cannot click it. Change that one to R, and that means now they are going to be locked in place, and it's going to be easy for me to see them in all the different perspective views without interacting with them when I start modeling. So we have our references in place. Now it's time to get started with our model.